Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday Night Live. I am happy you are all here with me. I'm joined by my co-host, Julian, and we have Erin from Junque directly beneath me, and also Dagny FlyingPigThrifts. Both of these ladies have been on, so we are happy to have them on again. Would you like to say hello? Dalton is in here with me. Just a heads up.
Hi.
He has said he will be good.
Hello.
He said he will be good. So hopefully he will. I am going to let Erin and Dagny introduce themselves. So here is Erin.
Hey, I'm Erin. I go by Junque on most social media, and I'm a reseller. I sell currently on eBay and whatnot, and I've kind of set Poshmark and Mercari to the side, but still selling every day.
Perfect. Here's Dagny.
Hi, I'm Dagny on FlyingPigThrifts. I sell on eBay, and I have a YouTube channel by the same name, FlyingPigThrifts.
Uh-oh.
And that's all.
Okay, sorry, my internet's being wonky.
Okay.
Listen, we were driving home and I saw the storm clouds. I'm like, why does it only, like, it rains when I go live? Like, the universe just knows when I go live. Duncan, I have to tell you, 3 people beat you to questions tonight. 3 people. Duncan is slacking. Deborah Holcomb is the first one, and she wants to know, do we raise our promotion percent during the holidays?
I don't necessarily do it around the holidays. I guess I raise it when sales are slow. I might tend to go in and raise that a little bit, but typically no, not for holidays.
I don't do any promotions.
I do promotions, but I do not raise them during the holidays.
Yeah, I would think you would probably need them a little bit less during the holidays because more people are shopping versus needing to up them. But I leave mine the same all year round. I don't change mine at all. And Miss Bridget coming in, she said she has an offer from Canada on an item. They are asking if there's a cheaper way to ship to Canada. What shipping would you recommend? It is 12 ounces.
I don't do international shipping beyond the global shipping program, so I couldn't tell you.
I do the global shipping program, so I would only do it through eBay's global shipping program. I bet Kat has an idea.
Yep. I do the same, and Kat, take it away with your idea.
Oh, yeah.
So I would use, if what you have on is global shipping and they're asking that, I would turn on standard international. I believe over 8 ounces to Canada it's either $13 or $18. You also could do pirate shipped flat rate export and do it that way as well. But if you have global shipping on, and I know this because I just bought a tablecloth from the UK and I asked the buyer to turn off global shipping on it because it was a $40 tablecloth and it dropped the shipping by $15, her shipping it directly to me versus global shipping. So it is a big savings for your buyer. So for me, if I stand to lose under $50, that means what I paid. So I have some items up to $200-300 on standard international, and they do have an insurance. You just have to fill out paperwork versus global shipping. You don't have to fill out paperwork. And then Mr. Jeremy wants to know, what editing software do we all use when we use the tubes? And do you know of a good free alternative?
I use Wondershare Filmora, and I do believe there is a free version of that program. I don't do YouTube very often. I tend to just go live on YouTube. So when I edit shorts, I use Canva or however you say that. And that's an app on my phone.
I use my phone, but I'm hoping to get a camera soon. But I have a free app on my phone, and I edit that way. It's called Video Editor, and it was free. And I do all my videos with that.
I also use the same as Erin, the Wondershare Filmora Wondershare. And I think there is a free version to that, right? I'm pretty sure.
I started out with a free one, yeah.
I think me too.
Yeah, I think there is a free one.
And it just has like a little bit less things you can use, but the paid version is a lot better, I think. And it's super easy. I find that one to be really, really good.
Yeah, I use KindMaster on my phone. I do all of my editing on my phone. And there definitely is a free version, but I think it has their watermark on your videos.
Uh-oh.
We'll give her 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. There's probably a watermark on the videos, and also, oh, she's back.
I am back. I'm loading my phone internet now. But listen, during my members live yesterday, I completely lost everything. I had no phone signal, no internet signal. It just went black. So if I disappear,
Talking of members,
I don't know if like lightning hit a tower, or, but it like all of it. I couldn't text, I couldn't message. I'm like, yeah, whoops. So yeah. Okay. Duncan's first question. On eBay, if you ended all of your items over a year old and scheduled them in batches using Sell Similar to come live daily over a few weeks, I'm assuming he wants to know, what do we think that would give us a boost in sales? Because I doubt any of us have done it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I haven't done exactly that, but I think any activity that you put into your eBay store has an effect on it. Especially if you're not listing, that's a good idea to end and relist. I think sometimes changing prices has an effect. But yeah, just basically any activity I think on your eBay store is going to have a positive effect on it.
I agree. I haven't done that, but I think I list every day, and I know it keeps your store active. And if you have something change a little bit of it, and it kind of brings it up to the top of the list. So I would think it would. I would think it would give you a boost.
I would think so too, and that just seems like a lot of work. That seems like I would rather list new items, but I mean, some would sell. I would think that you would sell. I don't know how many like the percentage would be, but I think that it would definitely boost a little bit of your store for that term that you're doing that. But it seems like a lot of work, and I would rather just list new items and let them ride.
All right, I have to run Dalton into the house. I think it would probably give you a boost in sales. I don't know how long it would last, but for me, that would be a lot of work. I have hundreds of items that are over a year old. A lot. So I'm going to read Duncan's second question. I've got to run Dalton in the house. I will be right back. Duncan's second question is, what's the best way to avoid defects on your eBay metrics?
So, defects are the things that you do wrong. So you just do all the right things, right? So you're shipping on time, and you're getting your tracking uploaded on time. What else, guys? What are the other defects? My worst crime is not shipping on time. So I am very familiar with that one.
And when it getting event, what is that thing when you use brand names?
Oh, the Veros. Yeah.
A Vero. Yeah. I'm having trouble with my contacts. It's so emotional. So I'm trying to get my contact.
Those Veros can get you emotional. I understand.
They do, yeah.
I love them so much. No, I would say, especially shipping on time, and the Vero. What is it called? Vero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, just kind of do everything. Then we did learn last week about going and like disputing it, but Erin said that they're not all there, but some can be there, I'm guessing, right? So that's a good idea.
Yeah, some of them are in there and some of them are not. So some of my ones where the tracking didn't upload on time, those were not there. The ones that say if you didn't ship on time, it's there. If it's tracking upload, it wasn't there. And then I did have one cancellation, but they didn't let me dispute that either. And it was my fault. I couldn't find the item.
Now the shipping upload, the tracking upload, that'd just be them scanning it, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Man, I get a lot of those. So a ton. We're gonna move on to Duncan's third question, and Kat's not back yet. So
all right.
Boom. I have the power of the clicker. What are your sales like this month, and what is your best selling item?
So my sales have tanked because I've neglected my store. Quite honestly. I've been selling more on Whatnot, and so I've actually pulled a lot of items out of my eBay store, and I haven't added anything back in. Best selling item is just anything and everything, because that's what I sell. Just vintage stuff. stuff.
Mine are the same. I feel that they're good. They've been consistent, and my best selling item has been glass, like glass vases, glassware.
Mine are about as they were last month, which was up from the month previous. So I'm still about average. I'm doing good. And the best selling is going to be golf clubs, hands down. They have been selling like 5 to 6, not a day, maybe on average. So one day I sold a whole bunch. But I did sell a $400 jacket, and that was one of my biggest sales yet. So I was pretty excited about that.
So my sales are decent. They're over 12,000 this month. They're down because we had the big $6,000 purse sale last month. So I'm down from last month, 26%, but that's still not bad. I have over 12,000 in sales this month. My best selling item this month has been the license plates, but that's because I think we've listed close to 1,000 of them. So I think it's just like, that's the mass of what the new listings are in my store. And ornaments. I've been shipping out a ton of Christmas ornaments, but I got a ton of vintage glass, Italian and Polish ornaments, and that's probably why. And I have a couple people that have bought from me and they're watching, so a lot of them are getting bought within a day or two of getting listed, so they're selling pretty fast. Yay, Kristen became a new member. I will give her a dolphin. And then I think I saw a super chat from Mike too right before I left. Here is your dolphin, Miss Kristen.
Welcome to the flipping family.
Actually, you have a lot more members that just came in.
Oh, Runaway Life. Okay, all of the members. Here's another dolphin. My daughter is inside. She was in the shower, so I brought Dalton into the shower to her. He's not in the shower, but so I might have to disappear to go get him again. Here is your dolphin, Runaway Life. Thank you.
Welcome to the flipping family.
CL Straighten Your Eye. I like that name. Vintage Company became a YouTube member. Thank you, ma'am. Here is your dolphin.
Welcome to the flipping family.
I think the dogs, this could be bad. I mean, it's not bad. They ate a half of a chocolate chip cookie.
No, they'll be fine.
I think those little suckers, they ate mine too. Okay, they ate 1.5 chocolate chip cookies.
I'm sure they're still okay.
Those little suckers, they got up on my desk while I wasn't in here.
I wish you would have kept the camera on.
Little suckers.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Dalton's going to come back and look for his cookie and it's going to be gone. You bad little dogs. They're like licking the carpet now. All right. Mike Golden State Picker sent a 4.9
Super chat.
I jumped ahead of myself. It is like a dolphin run right now. I think there's one more that I see.
Yep, just got it.
Java the cat. And says, hi, it confused me because I'm like, cat. Oh, and I'm cat. Hi, cat and all. I recently sold sealed wireless headphones and today got a message from the buyer saying they don't hold a charge for more than 10 minutes. What would you do?
I mean, ask them if they want to return them. If they want to return it, start a return, get them back. I wouldn't, I mean, I don't know what the value on them is or what the brand was or anything like that. So, I mean, I guess depending on what the value of them is, but yeah, I would definitely want to get them back.
Yeah, get it back before you do any returns, definitely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That, and I think you can deduct some because they were brand new sealed and now they're open and they returned them and they're saying they're not working. So I would definitely get them back. That's not one that I would just give them their money unless it was like a $10 item maybe. But if it was like, anything over like $30, I'm going to want those things back. I've been plagued with returns lately though. So I don't know if anybody else has.
I have been too. Like I've been getting quite a few. For me, if they were under $20, I would probably just refund them, but I would make them open a return to protect my feed first, and tell them, look, I'm not going to make you send them back, open a return, and then I'll give you your money. I did that with somebody with $10 linens recently, but if it's over, like, I would probably, if it's over $20, make them send it back because they always could just be fishing for a refund as well. So that's very possible. And here is your dolphin. I'm not going to cut myself off this time. Here you go.
Super chat.
All right, and there's another one. Let's grab a question and then we'll grab the other super chat. Margaret Schroman said, question, which is better for less than a year selling on eBay, the $4.95 store or the $22.95 store? And what are the benefits? She said she's ready to do it, but not sure which way to go.
I mean, that's just the math of how many listings you have and how many you need to have space for. I don't know what all the benefits are. I've had my store for so long. I know I get a coupon every quarter. That's about it.
Yeah.
I had the $4.95 store for about a year, and then I went up to the next level because towards the end of the month, I was running out of free listings and I was too cheap to pay for the listings. So the end of the month, I didn't really have any listings. So my main reason was I never had that much stuff to run out with the $22 and the coupon. So I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I actually don't know like the ins and outs of which one is what.
I pulled it up.
Oh, did you? Good. You might want to because I would just say probably I would run out doing $4.95, but it all depends on how much you're listing. So,
Yeah.
But I don't know the difference.
Okay, so I'm looking at them now. The starter store is the $4.95 a month. That's up to 250 listings a month, and you get additional listings for 30 cents. So if you have under 250, I would do the starter store for now until you're getting close to going over 250. The basic store is the $21.95. That is 1,000 a month, free fixed listings, and then 25 cents if you go over 1,000, and 250 free a month in certain categories, and you'll get the eBay shipping coupon. And after that, you jump to premium, which is $59.95, which that's what I have. So I would say if you're going over 1,000 listings, then I would look at going up. But if you're under 250, I would just do that $4.95. I'm here. I had to cough. I didn't want to cough in everybody's ears. Miss Margaret has another question. She said she's trying to come up with a name for her store. Which do we think is better, a longer name or a shorter name? She's thinking of Meg's Magnificent Recycled Merchandise.
I mean, whatever's going to be easiest you think for your customers to remember. So probably something a little bit shorter, but I don't know for sure. I mean, I like my kind of quick short name. I don't know.
I think you should pick something that you don't care in the long run if that's still your name. So when I started and I used to be Flying Pig Knit on something else, and then I thought, well, I'm thrifting, I'll just do Flying Pig Thrifts. And I thought, if I am doing this long term, is that going to be okay? And it is with me. So I think that a shorter name, that's kind of a longer-ish name because it's hard to remember. That's a lot to remember. But Rebel Junque is easy to remember. Bearded Thrift is easy. Mission is easy to remember. So I would something that you don't mind in the long run being the same name, especially if you build up a brand. I think that's a good idea.
I would agree 100%. Dagny just brought up a really good point about like long run, because if I ever want to shave my beard, people ask that. I didn't think that this was going to go as far as it did, right? I didn't know that like 2 years from now I'd have, subscribers and we're doing this. So I would have to change to like beardless. I mean, I would just put the list in it, right? I mean, that's what you would have to do.
Or you would be ironic because you would have no beard.
Or something. But definitely I like shorter names also, and also something that like is kind of catchy, and then something that has a longevity to it.
And don't let your kids do it, because then you end up being the taco nachos.
That's funny. I don't know, like, it depends on what your goal is. So if your goal is to build that brand up, I would probably go a little bit shorter. I would probably stay with like 3 words versus 4. But if your goal is not to build a following, then I would leave it that, because you want that. Because I don't know that people even look at store names. Honestly, I don't think people like your average buyer is not looking at a store name, and if they save your store, then they're not gonna, they're not gonna care what your store name is.
Hi.
But if you plan on building up a social media following, then I would do it a little shorter, and so you could keep it across the board. If you do Instagram, if you're here on YouTube, if you're gonna do TikTok or anything like that, I would do a little bit shorter. All right, Miss Cheryl. Oh, click it again. Sorry, Julian. Lisa Ray said a $5 super chat. That's what happens when you have two people controlling things. We're like, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here's your dolphin. Jeremy, I can attempt to make Dolphin. I called Dalton Dolphin again. I can attempt to make Dalton give you your super chat thanks here since he's here tonight. Maybe. We'll see. All right, Lisa, here's your dolphin.
Super chat.
Shh. He's screaming dolphin. All right, Miss Cheryl, which are your most used sizes of boxes, poly mailers, and bubble mailers that you stock up on, and where do you purchase most of your most of your supplies besides American Bubble Boy is the go-to for bubble wrap?
So I use a huge variety of boxes, and I get them from friends and family that save them for me from things that come to them. So I don't tend to have to buy a lot of boxes, but bubble mailers, I have the 6x9, I think is what we get from eBay. And I do have some 4x4x6 boxes, but I don't find that I reach for those too often. So definitely, I think those are too small. But then I buy most of my supplies on Amazon. And you do get American Bubble Boy through Amazon too.
I use all of the free priority USPS boxes. I use the 12-12-8 because you can make that into a 12-12-12. I use the USPS 7-7-6 boxes and the shoe boxes. And then I get free boxes from my post office. They know I resell, so the boxes that they get, they will give back to me, which is nice. Sometimes they get the 16-12-8 boxes, which I normally buy off of eBay. You can make those, but sometimes it's nicer just to have them already made. And I use paper, and I get the paper from U-Haul, and I get my bubbles from American Bubble Boy, but then sometimes I do Office Max, and then I get them from friends. And then I use also like the airbags. I don't have them close by. The airbags to make filler and to protect.
Erin's got them.
Yeah, like that. And
I was like, where did you get those? Is that from my place?
I love those. And then I also get polyfill. Anytime I see a bag of polyfill at Goodwill, I will buy it because it's cheaper than buying it new. And I use that for anything fragile like this angel I just happen to have. So I would put the filler around her and then wrap her in tissue and wrap her in bubble. And I haven't had anything break yet using that. That's what I use.
Let's see, the most I use small boxes mostly for first class is an 8x6x4, and that is branded with the little eBay logo. And I pick a lot of those up on my coupon that I have from my store. So I just stock up on those along with the eBay tape that everybody hates and I love. And then all my other stuff, poly bags. I actually use very large poly bags. I only have like two sizes. I have like the 9x12s where like a t-shirt can fit in really easy. Then I have very large ones like 24x12. So like you can fit a lot of stuff in there. And I use that when it comes to almost a lot of things that go in like priority boxes. So in case it rains, I want to protect that item inside of there. I use that. But big poly bags are like, they're life changer. They're amazing. And then also everything else I buy is through Uline, and I put huge orders in quarterly. And another box that everybody asks me about is a 4x4x48 on the golf clubs. They are expensive, but if you buy them in bulk, I buy 400, 500 at a time. It brings it down the price. But I haven't met a golf club yet that I can't shove in that box. Everybody's like, you need a 6, and I was like, no, you don't. You can get that club in that box. So there and bubble and everything else, literally everything else. That's I get from Uline.
So for us, boxes, the number 7 and number 4 from USPS that are free, which that's the 7 by 7 by 8 and the 12 by 12 by 8. Those are probably the 2 we use the most for priority. And for first class, we use 4 by 4 by 4s and 8 by 6 by 4s. Those are our most used. And as far as bubble mailers, so we use plain polys for like t-shirts and clothes because they don't need the padding and they're way cheaper. We have 6 by 9s for like smaller shirts, and then we have 11 by 14s, and we have giant ones too, like Julian. We have like 24 by 24s. And sometimes I'll even use trash bags. If it's really like a comforter or something, I will ship in a black trash bag, and have had no issues with that. And then for the license plate, so I recommend if you buy a lot of something that needs the same exact thing, I bought 211 by 14 padded polys because that's the exact size I need for the license plate. So it's super easy to ship them. And for the Harley pins, we bought little 4 by 6 polys and little jewelry boxes because we had hundreds of them too. So when I get a lot of something and I need to ship it in the same type of shipping supply, I will buy them in bulk. Like Julian buying hundreds for his golf clubs. It's same for me with Harley pins and license plates. And I get some from Amazon, but mostly most of it's from eBay, and I of course use my shipping coupon, but we need more than that. But I actually like eBay's branded supplies. Their boxes are really thick and they're really nice, and their price is on point. So I actually will buy eBay branded boxes even when I don't have a coupon to use because they're good quality. I have to put the update, and then you can grab that, Julian. So last week, Patty had a cat get in and spray her bubble wrap. She's updating us. She sprayed the bubble wrap down with a hose, and she's drying it, and there's no staining or smell on the bubble wrap. So we told Patty to throw it away. I think most of us told Patty to throw it, but Patty kept it, and it sounds like Patty saved it. All right, Julian. Phyllis Van Warmer became a YouTube member. So this week is a really good time as far as the membership because it's the once a month eBay member store reviews this Thursday at 7 p.m. So now's a good time to join. I will be posting tomorrow asking for links to your items so that we can review your stores on Thursday. I have a lot going on. There's a lot going on this week. All right, here is your dolphin, Miss Phyllis.
Welcome to the flipping family.
Dolphin. He jumped up to see the dolphin. Look, there's another. And Miss Phyllis sent us a $10 super sticker and became a member. Are you ready for another dolphin? That's what I thought. Here you go.
Super chat.
We saw dolphins when we were going out on the boat today. And listen, I got up to try and record my own clip. That little sucker never came up again. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I didn't get any clip of the dolphin today. I was sad. All right, this is kind of related. So Juan wants to know, do you recycle boxes or other packing materials when you order stuff? And if so, do you not reuse specific boxes like Amazon or random product boxes?
As far as boxes to avoid, so things that you'd be embarrassed to receive or alcoholic beverage boxes are the only ones that I really avoid. I don't want anything that's been damaged in transit, but like I said, my friends and family all save those for me. They save the air pillows. I do buy bubble wrap, but I will use used bubble wrap as filler. I do buy paper for filler. I'm just looking at my stack over here of everything, but so pillows, paper, and bubble wrap, but I get most of those handed down to me. So yeah, definitely recycle, reuse.
I don't use boxes that if you got it from the grocery store that had food in it, I don't use those boxes. And then we get candy sometimes a couple times a year, and it comes with great bubble, but I won't use that because I don't want to send it to someone if someone has an allergy. So I don't use, if it's been used before with non-food things, I do use that. But I do make sure I don't want to spread an allergy or get a reaction or anything like that. But I will reuse the Amazon boxes, and I have stickers. These are free. So I'll put that over. Of course, you have to make sure you're sending a priority. Put that over any kind of label so you know it's not Amazon Prime, so it won't get stolen.
I use a lot, definitely no alcoholic, and I stopped using this stuff with like a whole bunch of stuff on the outside, like say if it was a TV or something and you need it, but
Right.
if I taped it a lot maybe, but something that has like a brand on the outside, I usually put that in another box so it's kind of plain looking. I used to do that a lot, now I kind of stopped because I have a lot of just regular brown boxes. And any type of something that was shipped in a box that was cold, it like deteriorates inside the box. So it would be food or something like that. If you get like stuff from HelloFresh and it's had like an ice pack in it, that box is like pretty much destroyed. You can like put your hand through it when it gets to your house. So anything that's been like compromised, I don't use. But everything else, I pretty much will take out of a dumpster or a trash can and use it.
Yeah, so for me, I will pretty much reuse everything except for alcohol boxes. You cannot ship because it's illegal to ship alcohol interstate. So I would not reuse those unless you put like brown paper or something over it. I am a big Amazon Prime buyer. And when I mean big, I mean like instead of driving 10 minutes to Walmart, I will order it on Amazon. But most times the same price or cheaper. So like Dalton's vitamins just came. We get a lot of stuff from a lot. So I have a ton of Amazon boxes. I have noticed Amazon is using more poly bags now if they can. And they're like, oh, this takes up less space and less waste and blah, 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 blah. So Erin, do you have an example?
Well, I'd rather have a bubble mailer than these paper ones, but Amazon's using these a lot.
Yeah.
They've been using plastic ones, and some stuff has been kind of questionable that it's come in poly mailers to me. But I have noticed they are using poly mailers more. I, like Erin and Dagny said, I will reuse the bubble wrap as filler. I will not use used bubble wrap to wrap a fragile item. I only use that for filling space. And we use paper as well. So like when the antique mall or if a thrift store wraps in like paper, like old newspaper, I keep that and I use that as filler material. So I will reuse everything that I possibly can because it saves you money. That's a big thing. Dagny had a good point. If it's food stuff, not to. We don't typically get too much like food stuff coming in. All right, Miss Patty, does editing and revising items work the same for the algorithm as listing items?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that anybody knows for sure. Anecdotally, yes. I mean, from experience, yes, but we don't know.
I don't know if that like pushes you up. I agree. I don't know. Julian.
Does editing and revising items work the same for algorithm as listing? I don't know because I don't think anybody really truly knows this answer. But if you ended it and then sold similar and revised a portion of it, maybe. But you're selling the same item, so I don't know. I think it helps a little bit, but I think the listing something new and worthwhile is always better than redoing the other one.
Yeah, I agree with everybody. Nobody knows for sure. They're not going to tell us their exact algorithm. But I think if you can't list items, revising them and editing them is some activity in your store, which is the main thing eBay wants to see. So I would say it would be better than doing nothing, but is it as good as listing items? I would tend to say probably not. That would be my guess. But there are a lot of people that love the in and relist. I don't have time to do that. Patty, it's Shark Week. What? I was out in the ocean today. We didn't see any sharks. We didn't see any sea turtles, but my nephew saw a stingray and he followed the stingray around. So we did see a stingray. We caught 0 fish, but we did find scallops. I let my mom take them home because we didn't find enough to split, and we're going again next week. So now at least we're making progress. We are nowhere near the 10-gallon limit that we're allowed, but it's better. It's better than 0. It's better than 0. Comment in the Sky wants to know, how do you price something with no comps and not a lot of available research?
Bottom line is you guess, but you're going to research as much as you can. So you're going to use all your resources. You're going to use eBay and Mercari. You're going to pull up Google. If you have WorthPoint, you're going to look there. I mean, click at, if you're really desperate for some information, sometimes can pull up some older listings, but you just got to search. I mean, there comes a point where if you're not finding something similar that's in a high price range that you would like to spend the time to continue to research it, you might just stick a price on it and move on. But I mean, depending on the value of the item, how much time you want to put into it, and what you can find that's relatively similar, you're gonna have to pick a price at some point.
I agree, and also put the minimum amount you are happy if it goes for that minimum amount.
Yeah, that was a really good answer. So that's about, I mean, you eventually, and it's really important how much that item is, again, how much time you're going to put into it. That is, you really need to think about that. If you're looking at I had this clock one time, it was like $20. And I spent way too much time looking because I was like, I got to find it. No, I don't have to find it because it's only worth $20 because nothing around that was worth $100. So there's no reason to continue on that search. Now, if you think it's super rare, it's worth a couple $1,000s, then maybe put a whole bunch of time into it. But other than that, I like what Erin just said. You're going to have to guess. I mean, do an educated guess where you formulated, that amount and then put down what you would be happy with and then go from there.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of covered it, because don't assume because you can't find it, it's worth a ton of money. That's probably not the case. If it's worth a ton of money, you're probably going to find it or something very similar. So I think the more experienced you are, you kind of know what you can get. So like art pieces and stuff like that, just over time and knowledge and selling stuff that's similar, I kind of know where to price it. But I would look for something similar to it to get an idea. So like souvenir shirts, I will just search that city, because some cities souvenirs sell higher than other cities. And hold on, I'm gonna make that little Dalton, look, Dagny, he's been asking to see Dagny's puppy. That's what some of it. Look, Dagny has the other puppy.
It's Charlie.
Charlie says,
you see that puppy?
He was being loud when your mom was talking, and then I picked him up. Now he's quiet.
You like that puppy? Our puppies are sleeping under my feet after having their lovely dessert. I'm not going to mention because he didn't notice. So where I would be happy, and that doesn't mean overpriced, because then it might not sell. I mean, if nothing happened, our internet is crazy. That's what happened. If you spend $1, if you can get $20, that's 20 times your money. It's great money. If somebody, this is my big thing, if somebody knows more than you do and they pick it up for 20 and sell it for 500, good for them. You still made 20 times your money. Don't worry about it. You're never going to list anything that you can't find comps on. Good for them. They're getting paid because they know more than you do.
It's a teacup.
What's a teacup?
That was the comment, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Most teacups. Okay.
Google Lens.
I love you too, but he's gonna choke me. I'll die live. He's getting heavier, so now it's like, yeah. So with teacups, most of them, if you cannot find them, most of mine sell for $10 to $15. I will tell you, especially if it's not branded. I shipped one out yesterday for $8. So with teacups, non-branded teacups, I steer clear from, unless the reason I have mine, I'm a jungle gem. The reason I have mine is because I got them in lots with named teacups that were very valuable. So I will still list them, but most of the time it's going to be around that $10 to $15 mark. It's not going to be any higher than that. Bonnie, we are so glad you are joining us. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, if you do not know, Katie Reeds is one of my closest and best friends. She has an amazing YouTube channel and she helps me out so much, so much. So definitely, if you guys haven't checked out Katie Reeds, go over and subscribe to her channel because I love Katie. Katie is amazing. Right, Dalton?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Okay, thank you. I never know what's going to come out of his mouth. You know, sometimes it can be kind of scary.
Hi, puppy.
Hi, puppy. I'm scrolling for a question.
Here's Lisa Ray. Wasn't that one just popped up again on the bottom of the chat?
Oh, maybe she changed it. I'll give you a... I thought.
Welcome to the flipping family.
Everybody is saying hi to you. They're all saying hi.
Hi.
I didn't even have to tell him to say hi back. He just says, hold on, I'm scrolling. Scrolling. Yes, you know, Mike, well, I can't tell you. Never mind. For you to hear what was about to come out of my mouth, you have to watch the Thrift battle tomorrow night on Primetime Treasure Hunter at 9 p.m. It is to go into the top 2, and the grand prize is now $800. And I'm very money motivated. I'm not gonna lie. So Yvonne is my friend, but it's on tomorrow night. That's all I've got to say. So you guys got to tune in tomorrow night at 9 on Primetime Treasure Hunter.
Mommy, with
Look, Reigning Retro North Carolina has a puppy on their picture too.
Mom.
Hold on, let me read their question. Shh.
Just gonna tell you but his name is what that was on there.
This one says Reigning Retro North Carolina. He's getting more and more inquisitive. Like he want like way more than your typical why? You know, very inquisitive.
Why?
If you didn't have family or work stuff limiting when you vacation, when would be the best time for sales? Thinking summer since it's slow. So I wonder if they're wanting to know like when would be the best time to put your store on sales?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's what
I don't know.
Too.
Or
Okay.
go on vacation and not miss a whole bunch of sales?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. So when would be the best time to go on vacation?
I mean, if you don't have anything else holding you back, whenever you're feeling brave enough to put your store on vacation mode, the amount of time that you need to be gone. I mean, you know, you could look at all 52 weeks of the year and there's going to be some reason not to go, but you just got to figure out what works best for you, I guess.
I would think that you would have more sales towards the holidays. And then the slowest time would be after the holidays, January, February. And I do not like vacation time away with eBay. I've used it 3 times and it's messed up my store twice. And my estimated shipping dates have been wrong since April. And they keep telling me to be patient. So, so I would think like you, just after the Christmas, January, February, March would probably be the best time to go on vacation because there's really not any major holidays coming up.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go late October, November, December. That's when I wouldn't go because that's, you know, because I sell a lot of stuff then. And I wouldn't go in the beginning of spring when all like the golf club stuff happens. But other than that, I would probably go summertime because, I mean, I sell a lot of stuff in the summertime, but I like to vacation when it's hot. So I'm going to go like where it's really warm.
So I think it depends on how long your vacations are. So I like to take mini vacations, you know, like 3-4 days. And those you don't have to use time away or vacation mode. You can just extend your handling time to 4 days and it'll cover it. And you can lessen it as you're away. I very, very rarely go more than 4 days. So, and for me, I agree with Julian. I would probably stay away from a vacation during Q4 because that's going to be the busiest. But I think you could still do the mini 3 or 4 day vacation during Q4. Like if you want to go somewhere with your family for the holidays, I think you could still get away with it. And remember, Saturday, Sunday are not business shipping days, so those don't count. So you're only extending by 2 days if you went Friday to Monday. You're giving it a 2-day handling time and you'd be covered. So I'm a mini vacationer. Okay, look, Thrifting's My Hobby Sue wrote to you. She said, "Hi, Dalton. Did you get a haircut?" Tell him.
I thought I heard that.
Who cut your hair?
Daddy.
Daddy cut his hair.
He did a good job.
It was a little rough. But it because he said Dalton wouldn't sit still, so the line got higher and higher to get it even because Dalton was not sitting still. Jeremy wants to know, what's your favorite type of content to put out?
Short form. Just I haven't done TikTok lately, but I've been doing the Instagram stories and the whatnot stories. So definitely the shorter ones, or live. I like we have a live show every week. So
I only really put out YouTube videos, and I post on Instagram, but I don't really do a lot of reels since I do the YouTube.
My favorite would be yard sale videos because I think they're easiest to edit for me. Like at Goodwill, there's a lot of editing. There's stuff in the background, like music that you have to worry about. Sometimes you have to do a voiceover, and all that just compounds monstrous amounts of time. At a yard sale, very rarely are they playing music, and you can just clip it and go. It's very easy. It's very fast. So yard sale. Goodwill's hard.
Mine lately, I love my what sold. I built my channel on it. I love sharing what sold, but I love my research videos too. So it's very, very hard. Okay. Jeremy, tell him thank you.
Thank you.
No, look up there and tell him.
Thank you.
He's saying thank you for your super. Jeremy wanted a Dalton super chat. So now you get a live Dalton super chat, Jeremy.
There you go.
Ulterior motives with Carrie. When is a sold comp really a sold comp? Because sometimes when I check a sold item, it's not sold but relisted.
That's a lot of details to be digging up about an item that shows as sold. So I don't know. I've never really researched it past that, click the sold button and get a list kind of look at something. So, I know sometimes things will sell and get returned or relisted or canceled and things like that. But, unless you're talking top dollar again, you're going to, take into consideration all of the solds and work your comps around that.
I think you also have to keep in mind, I use WorthPoint a lot, and if it has a sold comp, or it'll say best offer accepted, you don't know if they offered free shipping with that item. So you might think, oh, wow, that sold $45, but they might have given free shipping with it. So I think that's something you need to keep in mind also, looking at sold comps.
Someone said Terapeak will show the actual selling cost, not just the take offer.
Also, just to interject here, if you do sold comps and sort from highest to lowest, the offer is where it'll fall. So if you see a 75 and a 73 and it's in the middle, they took an offer of 74. And I see that a lot doing the research videos too. It falls wherever that offer was in the sorting.
Yeah, I've actually never re-looked at an item. Like I do sold and then I look at it, I'm like, and there's a couple in there or whatever. I actually never looked at back up. I just kind of take into consideration everything. There's a bug in here.
So I actually do pay attention because when I'm doing these high dollar research videos, I don't want to show you something that what I told him he couldn't talk unless it's our turn, and now he knows it's our turn. I know I don't want to show it to you if it was relisted. So the thing with the items relisted is that buyer didn't pay, so I will click on the relisted item, and sometimes the relisted item is sold and not relisted again. Sometimes I've clicked 3 times, like that poor seller has sold it 3 times and they haven't paid and it's relisted. So to me, if I see relisted, if I see relisted, then I would click the relisted and see if that relisted sold. So, but I agree with everybody else. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't dig that deeply unless we're talking about a $100 plus item. That would be the only time that I would kind of dig a little deeper into that. Miss Kathy, I believe this is Miss Kathy, wants to know, Dagny, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
She does. We've had a couple people on that do not have channels. It's pretty rare, but we do get people on that do not have channels. Speaking of the devil, Primetime Treasure Hunter is whose channel tomorrow night at 9 my thrift battle is on. If you guys don't know, this thrift battle has been going on for 2 years, and we are now down to the top 4 people. It is myself against Yvonne Thrifty Rich, and the winner will go up against the winner of George the Antique Nomad and T Auctions for You. So all of us know each other, so this could be very, very interesting. There's no friends in thrift battle. That's all. Yeah, we can be friends before and after, but not during. Raining Retro, North Carolina. Any ideas on how to connect in person with nearby resellers? She's saying ask in local Facebook or next door groups. Do you guys have any suggestions to that?
I don't know that I know any local resellers. I have some friends that run estate sales, which has been handy. But I kind of knew them before and just kind of reconnected with them running into them at estate sales. I helped at a charity garage sale, and I mean, you can see who is the resellers, when they come in to shop, but I haven't really sparked a friendship with anybody that's doing that, so I don't know.
I don't do that either, but I would guess maybe Facebook. I don't know.
I mean, if you just hung out in the Goodwills long enough, you're going to see who's a reseller and just go up to them and say, "Hey, you want to thrift together?" And
you can spot them.
You can spot them because, and I'm in Goodwills a lot. I'm at yard sales a lot, and I don't really travel a lot out of my area. So I'm at we see the same people. Like Kayla and I, we see the same 10 resellers. So we're not like friends, but we have been helping each other out lately, so that's nice because I have one guy, he's good at like vinyl, and he's just we're starting to help each other more because we're starting to know which everybody picks up. But you can spot them, and also I've noticed like more YouTube and Instagram things getting like showing up on my feed that's from my area, so now there's some more resellers on like social media.
Yeah, so I would say even here in chat, some of my members have become good friends and go thrifting together. So like in this chat, like we have almost 500 people right now. Say where you're from and ask if anybody's from around there. A lot of people, and I think it's so cool, have met because of my lives, because they say where they're at. I know in my live sourcing last weekend, 2 people were agreeing when to meet at the bins by their house. They were going thrifting together. So in these chats is a great place too. In the reselling groups, you could also ask there as well and just try to connect. But also maybe Instagram. The big thing I think would be like, you could almost make a post like, I'm from XXX, where are you from? And then you might find some people that are in your area. I know we've had like 2 or 3 people that live close to Julian. Oh my, I might fall out of my chair right now. I
can't believe that.
I have never seen that before.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready.
Duncan sent a super. Duncan has never sent a super chat. Dalton. Duncan wants you to say woof, woof, woof. Can you do it? He said no. See what you
Not
get,
today, Duncan.
Can you bark like a puppy? Sorry, Duncan. I cannot control the 3. Dalton will be 4 in 11 days. 11 days. He's almost 4. He is getting close. Kimberly over on Facebook wants to know, can we explain the global shipping program costs. So Erin, if you know like how it's calculated or whatever, you can go ahead, because I think this is just one of us.
I don't know how eBay calculates that. All I know is I click a button and I ship it to Kentucky.
That's true.
So
I don't know how they do it either. It always makes me nervous if I'm shipping to the Kentucky that it's heavier than I said it was, because then I worry that they will have to pay more in shipping, or if there's fees at the person on the other end. So if I'm not sure about an exact measurement on something, I will not let it go international. But I don't know how they do that, how they set up the listings for how much it costs. It's super easy on my end.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. I don't see anything clear cut, but I'm pretty sure that they charge the buyer for the service. So they're paying the shipping, the taxes, plus a handling and service fee that almost doubles the cost if you were to do it yourself. So that's why I like using Standard International a little bit more, because of the fact that you can give your buyer a lower cost shipping. I would never do it on an expensive item. Like all of my $500 and $600 teacups, those all go global shipping, because to you as a seller, you have more protection using global shipping. But like my teacup buyers, I want to say pay $50 for a 1 pound item, versus if I did it, they wouldn't pay more than $18. So they're a $32 difference, quite a bit. All right, I'm gonna grab Mary, and then we'll grab those two.
Gotcha.
He's like, you waited 2 seconds, Kat.
Yep.
Mary says, I got an 18 karat white gold Tiffany & Co. bracelet in a Goodwill box. Should I have it authenticated at Tiffany prior to listing?
Yes.
Yeah, because you don't want to list it and it's not.
Yeah. If you can't figure it out on your own with information online, then definitely have it authenticated if you're going to put that name on it in your listing. Yeah.
Yeah, anything with a name like Tiffany or Coach or whatever.
You know.
Get off.
Julian knows all the names.
That's all the names I know. Hold on.
I'm going to go mess up what all of them just said, because Tiffany & Co. does not authenticate their items anymore. It is not an option. But what you could do is take it to a jeweler to have the 18 karat gold authenticated at minimum. Oh, he just wolfed. Duncan, he waited till it was our turn. He's pointing at you guys. He's like, it's her turn, and now it's her. He needs to learn this, though, because we're going to school in less than a month. We need to learn turns. So Tiffany quit, I don't know how long ago, but I would at minimum go and bring it to a jeweler. My jeweler is really nice as far as like, they'll check stuff, and they might even offer to buy it from you. Somebody in it was in my shipping live yesterday, said they got, what did they get? Now you're getting random woofs. If they had something that was in a jewelry lot. If you're in the chat, tell me. I can't remember. My memory is horrible. But they sold it to a jeweler for $2,400 and only paid 30 something for the whole jewelry lot. Like how? So the jeweler might ask to buy it from you if it is real as well. Okay, Julian, hit it. Okay, Java the Cat said, update. The guy who got the faulty headphones wants an exchange. I can't see how to initiate an exchange on eBay. So there is no way to do an exchange. You would have to do a flat out refund, and then they would have to buy it again, or there's no technical way to do that. Unless you just, like, if it were me and these are cheaper or under $20, stop. Duncan, I'm going to get you.
$8 worth.
He did. No more. So if it were me and it's under $20, I'm just going to send them the second pair and give them no refund. I would just ship them out the second pair if it's under that. All right. Do you want a dolphin? Yeah. Okay, here you go. Thank you, Kat.
Super chat.
He's not woofing good enough to wake the dogs up. Duncan just sent me a message saying, I wanted them to wake the dogs up. I don't know if he meant Dagny's dogs or mine, but mine are like out. They are out under my desk. All right. I see a new member. Flower Girl, thank you for joining. Welcome. Thursday, tomorrow I will post if you guys want to get your stores reviewed. And then Thursday I'll post a link that only the members see in the community feed. We're gonna have another. Oh, he woke the dog up for you now, Duncan. All right, here's your dolphin, Flower Girl.
Welcome to the flipping family.
All right, Miss Patty says, how do y'all retain so much info on so many different topics? Enjoy it while you have it, because when you're old as dirt like me, it goes out as quick as your bladder control.
You know, when you're doing something that you enjoy and you're dealing with things that you enjoy and things that maybe you already had a basic knowledge of, you know, adding to that kind of sticks with you. You know, I couldn't tell you much about a VCR or a golf club or, you know, a lot of things, but certainly the things that I pick up that I want to sell, to some degree, I have an interest in them. You know, there's some things I pick up that I don't know why people buy them, but they do. And so I pick them up and sell them. But, you know, it's just an interest.
I agree 100%. The more you like something, it sticks in your brain. And then sometimes I do pick up something, and I like the research and finding out what it's from and the origin, or if something, and I was mentioned this in the video from the auction. I like researching things that, you know, are coming to auction, because then you're like, oh, I'll have to keep an eye out for that and look out for that next time. So I think it's because you enjoy it so much, it sticks better.
All that, and also I only remember a small portion of it. And like just like half a name or something that would jog my memory. Like I always try to put that in my memory a little bit, and just not a portion, so it doesn't take up all this. And then I Google the rest. I'm like, I've seen that name before, and then I Google it, and then it tells me what it is. Like legitly, that's how I got it through college too. Just small portions of information.
Yeah, and I feel like I have a bad memory, but like I'll see stuff and know that I should look it up. Like I might not remember that exact thing, but I'm like, I think that. So it's kind of like it's back there somewhere, but like my overall memory, like I can't remember what they told me they sold for $2,400 yesterday. So, you know, but mine's more like photographic, where I'm remembering stuff that I've seen before and know to look it up, and I still look it up again. So I don't remember a ton, but I visually can kind of recognize what to actually look up. It's okay. Miss Rita wants to know, what are the benefits of a store versus just listing without a store?
I mean, we kind of went over a little bit of the benefits of the store earlier, but I don't know about the individual listing benefits other than you're not paying that $30 insertion fee. I've had mine for so long, I'm just used to listing it with a store, so I don't know what it's like without it.
Mine is having the amount that I won't run out of listings, and then I have to pay for the list.
I'm gonna say that's my biggest benefit too, is having that many listings.
Yeah. If you're under 250 and getting the free ones, then don't worry about a store unless you want to have a sale, because you can't have a sale without a store. But if you're not worried about a sale, I wouldn't worry about a store. But if you get over those 250, the discount is monetarily, you're going to come out a lot cheaper than if you did not have a store. All right, Julian, go.
Yep.
Beachwalker 22 490. Look, now he's learned that the super chats mean dolphin. All right, are you ready? Thank you, Beachwalker. Tell him thank you.
Thank you.
Super chat.
Dalton loves dolphins like I do. Miss Margaret, is there a way to relist items that were listed prior to having a store so you can get the reduced final value discount? I'm just going to take this. They'll automatically convert over, Miss Margaret. You don't need to list them again or anything. They'll just automatically go into your store. So you'll get the discount. All right. Awesome Vintage. I just got a WorthPoint subscription, and I thought there was a way to search using Google Lens. If you don't know what an item is, how do you go about using WorthPoint?
You Google Lens it first, and then you figure out the name and plug it into WorthPoint.
And do you notice that you have to put the exact spelling? If you misspell like one letter, they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. And
Right,
on
and
eBay,
they will
they'll
not
go,
suggest like eBay.
they will not. They're like,
no,
right,
nothing's
in
here.
eBay, you could like type it with your eyes closed and be like, oh, do you mean this? But WorthPoint's like, we don't know what you. So it's like they're a little snobby about you have to have it exactly spelled correctly, which is kind of annoying. But I still love you, WorthPoint.
Yeah, and with WorthPoint, I put in not a lot of words. Like I'll put in just very general, and then I'll start going down the list to like narrow their search, because you're right. If you put too much in or you misspell something, you get that person with the little hourglass like, what? What does that mean? I don't see nothing like that around here. So yeah, it's
another option is just like general search terms. Like if you're looking for a teacup and it's got yellow flowers, you can put teacup yellow flowers.
Yep.
Keep in mind, you might be searching for hours for a $10 teacup. So I typically do not use WorthPoint for items I don't know what they are, because I'm typically going to know what they are if they have high value. So WorthPoint is really beneficial for higher dollar items. But as Erin said, when you use Google Lens, it's very, very possible that WorthPoint is one of the pages that it pulls up to identify the item, and then you would click into it. So as far as like a Google Lens and WorthPoint, there is none that I'm aware of. But when you use Google Lens, it will pull you to a WorthPoint listing. All right, Miss Betty, Goodwill has a new reseller platform, Worn Not Wasted. What are your thoughts?
Well, I know nothing about this. This is the first I've ever heard of it. But I mean, if they're going to give you a platform to sell on and it's viable and it's profitable, why not?
I had never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like an auction site for Goodwill, as I remember, but we, like, resellers can get on it and sell on it. I could be 100% wrong enough. I'm pretty sure I'm right. And I agree. I think if it's profitable and, like, there's a lot of people going to be on that, because a lot of people already go on that website anyway, I might look into that. I mean, it's just another platform to sell my stuff on.
Yeah, my good friend Mandy, who's a reseller too, we were best friends in middle school. She asked me this 2 days ago if I was going to do it. For me, I probably will stick with eBay unless or List Perfectly. Clara, if you're listening, if they can figure out how to cross post onto Worn Not Wasted, then I will be all about it if it's going to be a click. But as far as listing like completely separately, I probably, as long as my eBay sales are good and nothing happens to my eBay account, knock on wood, I don't think I will look into it unless List Perfectly does it. If they do it, then I'll tell my mom to cross post there too. Because I agree with Julian. I think there definitely could be like the population, of users that are already looking on Shop Goodwill. So hopefully they'll find a way to integrate it or, bring those users to the new site as well. Junk Monkey wants to know, Julian, you might have already answered them in the chat. Is the jacket you sold the varsity jacket?
It was the varsity jacket, and it's in a video, but I'll tell everybody it sold for $400. I was asking $450.
Nice.
Somebody offered $400, and I was like, all day long, because I only paid $15 for it. So
perfect. Rebecca wants to know, if I hire someone to do posting, I think she's asking, should she pay hourly or a percent per listing?
I'm going to pass on this one.
I was a list. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, I was a lister for Jocelyn, and she paid me by the piece. So that really motivates you to do a lot.
If I was to hire somebody, I would pay by the posting, right? I feel like that's the best way.
Yeah, not percent. So I have 3 listers that are employed, that I employ, and I pay them per posting, and then I give them to even encourage them even more, like Dagny said, if they hit 100 postings in a week, I give them a $50 bonus. And if they do 150 listings in a week, I give them a $100 bonus. My daughter for the last, I see Marley. My daughter for the last 3 weeks has hit 150 postings. So my daughter is very money motivated like myself. And she's doing college classes online plus doing 150 listings for me as well. I wouldn't pay a percent. And I tried to do hourly and hire like outside of close friends and family, and nobody came back. They came, they got trained, and they didn't come back. So it's hard to pay hourly if you don't know the person. And even me knowing them, like my niece, I was paying her hourly, and she would get distracted on her phone, and she would, be doing all kinds of different stuff besides listing. And she brought her 1-year-old with her, which I was fine with. But when the baby's fussy for an hour, I was paying her for an hour of her baby being fussy. So I switched her to per listing. And that way, if the baby's fussy every day she's here and she gets 10 listings done, I'm not paying her hundreds of dollars instead of like 20. So I pay $2 a listing. And then I give them, so it's $2 up to $3 per listing. And that's just for a draft with photographs. And I do all research, I do all pricing, and I edit the titles. I would say too, to check with an accountant, because in most states it's not a 1099 employee and they need to be on the payroll, which means you need a payroll company because you have to pay Social Security taxes. I'm sorry he scratched you. It'll be okay. We in anticipation of school, he's been going to bed at 8:30 every night. So now this is like way past his bedtime, where he was staying up late. Now it's like way past bedtime. And so though I didn't say earlier, but my husband's mom is in the hospital and he is down in South Florida with her. So that's why Dalton is in here with me. Because normally he is inside with Daddy. Teresa Brewer, do you ever get, it's all the puppy people tonight. It's lots of puppy people. Do you ever get a return and they never send the item back?
I have had that. I've had them send the item back in the last possible day that they could have sent the item back, and I could not get eBay to cancel it or close it fast enough. But yeah, I've had people where the return just expires and they never send it back, so they don't get a refund.
I've gotten a return and it was a stitchery kit, and I was afraid that it would come back smelling like smoke or whatever, and it didn't. It came back perfectly. So I haven't had very many returns.
I've had this, but only a couple times, and it's usually a small item or something that's really not worth a ton of money. But I will tell you this, in the last 2 weeks, I've had when I say a ton, I've had like 4 returns in 2 weeks, which is way more than usual. And yeah, it is a lot, and it's starting to wear on my feelings. I cry every time now. I got one today, it was a VCR, and I was like, what? This thing worked. I know it worked, and I packed that thing good. And he's like, it doesn't work. And I was like, well, send it back, because it does. Like, the guy told me a ratchet didn't work. A ratchet. Like
a ratchet?
Yeah, teeth can wear down in a ratchet. I totally understand. This thing is, like, pristine. And I was like, you just didn't like it.
That's user error.
Yeah, you didn't switch. So, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. He didn't know. It was tight.
For me, occasionally, I would say probably 10% of the time, because people will open a return hoping you will give them a partial refund and be like, oh, I'll give you $10. Do you want to keep it? I think some of them are phishing, so I occasionally will get them, but not overly often. I want to put this up. Another great friend of mine, Dante, over at Prison to Profit. Yesterday, guys, I just bought my ticket to his Prison to Profit convention in October and booked my hotel room. I booked an Airbnb. I don't know what. I think I booked an Airbnb. I know I booked an Airbnb. Now I told you my memory. I'm right there with you. So I will be going to Prison to Profit convention in October, if you guys don't know. And Tay gave away like over $1,000 at his convention last year. So pretty cool. Yes, sir. I see that the dog's in the cart. It's okay. My cart that I bring stuff out in, the dog is in. I'm going to go ahead and grab this since we know, because I'm the only one paying people for help. What do you do and what do the people who work for you do and how do you divvy up the workload? So for me, they, like I just said, they will do a draft from Sell Similar. Sometimes they will ask me like, what the heck is this thing? If they don't know, and I'll tell them so that they can pull it up and do a Sell Similar. I go behind them, do the title, do all the research, do all the pricing. And then my mom, and I pay them $2 per listing up to $3, depending on how many they list. And my mom does all of my cross posting, and I pay my mom $150 a week. That's just her flat. She can work a week or work one day a week and go out with me on the boat, for example, today. And I'm paying her because my mom needed that in her budget, and that's what I wanted to do. So sometimes she'll come work for 2 hours, sometimes 8. I give my mom $600 a month, and she cross posts what she wishes. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. As long as my cross-posted sales pay my mom, then I'm okay with that. And then shipping, me and my husband do. And I still do listings, but like for the past week and a half, my listers went they went crazy one day, and I had 200 drafts in a day. No joke. I had cleared them out. So when I have drafts, because I've paid that money out to them to do it, I will work on making all the drafts active before I list myself. Because I hate having that there, knowing I just paid out $500 in payroll and these listings aren't even up for sale. So I work through that. And then when I'm caught up, I will list myself. And when I'm caught up, I try and do 15 items a day. So I still do everything from A to Z in my store. I just have additional people listing for me. I'm reading this as I'm reading it. I just listened to eBay for Business podcast, and they said if you are over 40% of the store amount, money works out better to upgrade. So that's good to know. So if you're over 40% of those listings. Cherry Picket, I like that name. How many items do you list a day, and do you use a draft bank?
The only drafts I keep are items that maybe I looked up in the store and I clicked on to Sell Similar to save it for later. And as far as per day, I'm so hit or miss. Excuse me. I'm not very consistent at all. If I get one item one day and, 20 the next, it's hard for me to say because I'm very inconsistent with that. And I just haven't listed much recently.
I list every day, and then if I have a video, like I have videos Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays, so I make sure the items that I show in the video are ready to go the day of the video or within that day or the next day. And I do use drafts because when I'm getting ready and I haven't taken the pictures, I will list everything. And then when I'm doing the video, make sure I have everything. And then, so I do use the drafts and then take the pictures from there. So, and then if it's an off day video, I do list the things that I have kept that I haven't videoed myself buying. So I do list everything. And I would say it depends on how much is in the video. I would say 10 to 20 items maybe. And then some things aren't going live and then some are. So some are waiting.
I do about 10 to 20. It depends what I'm listing. I always say that because if I'm listing, like today, it was like a whole bunch of just hodgepodge of stuff I got at the Goodwill. That takes me a lot longer if I just sit down and have a whole bunch of like golf clubs, because I can fly through them 30, 40 a day. Seriously, 8 hours. I can get them things done very, very quickly. But like today, it was like 20 listings. It took me forever because it was like clothing, and everybody knows I hate clothing. Some were shoes, so it was a lot. But usually 10 to 20. And if I'm listing it, it's going live. Then I don't use a draft bank. The only time I use drafts is kind of the same thing. If I look it up, if I'm doing a video, because I research but I research all my items when I'm doing my video, so I can just put sold comps, and then I save those drafts. So when I go list them, kind of like Dagny does, I want those items to be ready to be sold in case somebody wants to buy them. in the video. So all that has to come together.
Yeah, so like I just said, if I have, the only reason I use drafts is if my listers are doing them. The dog scratched him. He wants the dogs out. That's what's going on right now, and they won't listen to him. So he's carrying one of them out of the shed. Luckily, they're small. It's gonna, and that's what I thought. He put them down, and they ran back in. If there are drafts in my bank that my listers have done, I work on those first. If I'm listing a day, I can do 50 in a day really easy, but I have a lot of other stuff to do. So now if I'm listing, I do 15 in a day. And I just looked, I have 118 in drafts for my listers. I will have those all up tomorrow by noon. All 118 will be cleared out. With my luck, my daughter will go behind me tonight and list 100 more, and I'll have 218, and that'll just be too much. But I do use it just for my drafters. Debbie wants to know if any of us use a shipping service, one that packs the item and ships it.
The cost on that is just astronomical. There's no way. You'd have to double and triple the price of your item to make it profitable. So no.
Yeah, no. I am the shipping service.
Me too.
Yep, I agree. I have never used it. I wouldn't say I wouldn't if it was like if the profit was there and it was such a big item or something. And I was like, ugh, and it had like a lot of profit in there, and I got it for super cheap or free on the side of the road, and so for like a couple $100. Possibly might think of it, but still then I would like to aggravate myself putting it in a box. So
yeah, so I don't use a shipping service, but I one time had a buyer ask me to use their FedEx account to ship some Ethan Allen chairs, and they put it on their account, paid for the boxing, the packing, and all of that, and just charged it. It was kind of cool. I just brought the chairs in, set them in the FedEx store, and walked away. They called the FedEx store and worked everything out. I didn't have to do anything. Here in my little town, there is nobody that packs for us. I would consider it, like Julian said, for like ones that have a ton of profit and were harder to ship. I know Eric, what is Eric's name? OBX Picker. Thank you. I'm like Outer Banks. OBX Picker. He does that a lot for electronics and harder to ship items because he has a UPS pack store, and he just builds it into the sales price so he knows that it can be done and he still makes money, and he doesn't bother with them. Do any of us have 250 listings? And I know she's probably asking in the chat, but as far as on the panel, is anybody like, I think all our listings are above that, right?
Yeah, mine are above that.
I'm looking to see how many I have.
I think when I started seeing consistent sales was somewhere around 500 listings. And at that point, I was getting better at sourcing also. So I think it was kind of a combination of both things.
I have 469 active listings. And do I have...
But you have a social media presence too, so you have to take that into account. I didn't see regular sales until I had like over 500, but if you have popular items, you could have 100 listings and get 10 sales a day or more. So it's really dependent on what you're listing. So if you're getting stuff that has, like, if 50 are listed, 50 are sold, and your whole store is that, you will probably have daily sales with only 250. Terry Williams, just started selling on eBay and I don't have a camera yet. How can I take pics on the phone and put them on the computer without transferring everything on the phone to the laptop? Only pictures of the items I want.
Create a draft on your phone.
Yeah, you can use your phone for everything using the eBay app.
But I mean, if he's more comfortable and wants those listings on the laptop, you just create your draft on your phone and then open it on your laptop.
I do all my listings on my laptop and take my pictures on my phone, and then they've updated it so you used to have to, you couldn't have the listing on your laptop while you were on your phone, and now you can just magically send it to your laptop.
Oh yeah.
So so I used to do laptop, phone, laptop, and now you don't have to really do that. So I don't like doing everything on my phone. I like seeing it on the laptop for some reason. I like to see what it's final. I don't really trust when you're like, yeah, make it live on my phone. It makes me a little nervous.
I do everything on my phone, so I have no idea the answer to that. I feel like
old.
that was the
I'm
correct answer. I mean,
I do everything on my phone too. And I think it's easier, but some people prefer the laptop. So you could probably, like, a charger cord will connect. That's how I get my videos from my camera to my phone. I just use my charger cord and drag them from the folder into the folder I want on my phone. But I would try listing on your phone.
So just to clarify what Erin said, so if you're on your phone and you take your pictures on your phone and you do a draft and you then get on your computer, the pictures are there on the draft. You just have to then do the rest.
Yeah, you could finish it. That's true too. Yeah, if you want to see it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems easy too, actually.
Yeah, and then they're already loaded and you don't have to do all the transferring. That's a good idea. Just start the draft on there. Joyce wants to know, where do I go for license plate information? So 95% of the, I think 1,000 that I have listed have been on eBay. That year and that type of plate has been on eBay. There have been that 5% that I have had to use WorthPoint for, and they're not always high ones, but a couple have been high ones that, like, that year, either that state or that country. Some of them have counties on them, and I want to know that county, that state, that year, what they sell for, because they're like, counties could have like gone, where those counties aren't still here, and that plate might be more. So 95% I'm getting prices off of eBay. And once I know, like, that year, that state, then I can fly through them. And the cool thing is the collection I bought was organized. So it's like all from the same state. And I'm like, okay, $20, $20, or 30 or whatever it is. And that's how I can get those, how I could confidently say those 118 will be up by noon tomorrow, because they're almost all license plates. Almost all license plates. Ulterior motives with Carrie. Do I have to have a store for you to review my stuff when I become a member? No. All I ask is that people put like a link to one of their items, so then I can see their other items listed. I always say store review, but a lot of people that are in the membership do not have stores. I just need an item so I can see what all you have for sale. So you do not have to have a store. And then Margaret followed that up with, how do I send you a link? I will post tomorrow in the community feed on the community tab. So find where that's at on my YouTube channel. And then you can click on one of your eBay items and click share and copy the link. That's one of the options when you click share. Copy the link, and then you can post that under my post. If not, you can put a name. It just takes a lot longer, and we do at least 20 people normally on the eBay store review night. So I would prefer a link because it saves me a lot of time. Christy, I know that trick. Christy's saying if you're boating and you bang on the side of the boat, they can come. But we were in the middle of a channel and traffic going out, and this channel is legit, no joke. If you get out of it, you're hitting rocks. It's probably one of the hardest channels in the US. So we could not pull over to see the dolphins, unfortunately. We did do that when we were out in the ocean and they came, and it didn't work. But we will try it again. I'm scrolling. Hold on. You guys are chatting a lot tonight. I'm having to scroll for questions. And scroll some more. Steffers, is July too soon to list Halloween items?
No.
I list all holidays all year round.
Yep.
It's never too soon for Halloween items.
Yeah, sorry. I was reading the next question.
That was a fast question.
That was a fast question. I would list them on November 1st. I list them year round. And I have been selling a ton of Christmas ornaments in July. I sell Christmas ornaments every month. some more than others, but I do not hold seasonal items. So Catherine is asking, and this is to me, because I think she asked this in the comments as well in one of my videos. Can you serve as the exhibitor for those who have items? We hold them in our homes. You post. If they sell them, inform us, keep a percentage of the sale, and we mail the item to the buyer. I cannot even list my own items, so I wouldn't even want to attempt to list somebody else's items. There used to be like chains of eBay, like sell on eBay, and you would bring it like at like chain malls, but I haven't seen any of those lately in my travels. I used to a few years ago, but I haven't lately. So for me, A, I don't know how you ship. And B, you would have to do photographs and do the listing. So I think it would be too complicated. You would probably need to find somebody local to you that would be willing to take consignment. For me, I can't even list the items I have, so I wouldn't want to take on somebody else's item. And sometimes I have bought from people, like if it's jewelry or something that I'm not worried about shipping, like where they ship me in bulk. But right now I'm not buying at all. I have not bought or shopped in over a month. I'm really trying to work through my death pile. I will tell you, I'm watching an auction that ends in 5 days. So I might break that because it has some pretty good stuff. That's what happens when I do my eBay member lives. Like, I'm like, oh, look at all this stuff. They'll tell you, because in my buying class last week, I bid on stuff, but I haven't won it yet. So I haven't broke it yet. I didn't say any time link though. I'm just trying to work through that death pile. Chance wants to know, if you have a bunch of stuff you're not excited about, would it be advisable to do auctions to just try and move it fast and get your money back? The other option is donate it, but the money.
So, if you do an auction, you're going to have to set it at a minimum price that you're happy to sell it for, because a lot of times auctions on eBay will go for the initial bid. I am okay letting things go more now than I used to be, but I buy at such a low cost of items that letting some stuff go doesn't make me cringe too bad anymore.
And I agree. And I try not to buy things that I'm not excited about. Like, you want to get home and you want to list them, and I can't buy everything that I see, but I agree. And I think just buy things that you are excited about. But I do a few auctions, and then I have everything or best offer. So then I have a certain amount that I know I'll go low just to move it on. So I don't need to keep.
Yeah, I do this a lot when it comes to like tools. Like I'll pick out the tool, because I'll buy big toolboxes and stuff, and I'll pick out the ones that I am excited about, the ones that are worth a good bit amount of money. The rest of them, I put them up in lots on eBay. I did that also with like some Hot Wheel cars I got. I was at a yard sale and I was like, ooh, super excited. I bet you there's some red lines in here, because there were so many. Like, it was like, I think it came out to like 37 or 40 pounds of Hot Wheels. They've been picked through. I went through all of them, and I was like, I'm not excited anymore. So they all went up on auction in large flat rate boxes. They all sold for decent money. I got more than my money back, but so the answer is yes. I usually just set it up on an auction. I started super cheap and move on. Like, it's like, just one thing. But I try to get some money back or break even. Or on the Hot Wheels, I actually did pretty good, actually, way better than I thought.
So for me, if I have it and I'm not interested in it, it would depend on how much it's worth. If it was like $10 or less, I have people that I donate stuff to that sell at the flea market. If I'm not interested, my voice is, I don't know what the salt water, maybe I swallowed too much salt water. If it's worth a lot of money and I'm not interested, I'm pushing through and sucking it up and I'm listing it. But if it's $10 or less, I would probably donate it. Or you could do the auctions. It really depends on what you want to do. I've had some stuff that's actually worth okay money that I gave because I'm like, I'm just not dealing with it. But the main thing would be stay away from it. Don't pick it up. But if you get it in auction lots, then I would, if you're already making plenty of money and don't want to deal with it, just donate it. But if you need those items to get that money back and be in the profit, then definitely think about listing it. Gina wants to know, how do I find people to be on my lives? Most of the people that are on my lives, I know, but sometimes my viewers will recommend somebody to me, so I will check them out and then I will ask them to be on my channel. Yeah, so your recommendation and people I know, it mostly is people that I've interacted with in some way. Like I've met Julian and Dagny both in person. I have not met Erin yet. I have not met Erin yet in person.
I have pictures. Of
Where?
together.
Oh, Cincinnati! I forgot. We did meet at Cincinnati.
Very, very briefly.
I told you my memory is crap. People that think I'm lying, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I forgot Cincinnati.
You remember you went to Cincinnati, so that's good.
There you go.
I'm telling you, my memory is, it's crap. It's like there's too much information and like everything else just, yeah. I'm sorry, Erin. That's what, so I've met all three of them. I feel so bad.
Listen,
I'm like redder than
a lot
I
of things
am from
that
my
night.
sunburn now because I feel like crap.
No.
That was a lot of people in Cincinnati. It was a lot. I'm are you going to FlipCon, Erin?
I'm not. It's too close to our Girl Scout camp.
Well, fine.
I know.
Maybe another one. Maybe another one. Yes, Thrift Battle tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Primetime Treasure Hunter. Rita Williams, what do you do about people that don't pay after 5 days?
Luckily, you don't have to do anything now because eBay will cancel the transaction and the buyer that doesn't pay gets a defect. So you don't really have to do anything.
And then don't you, like, if you're not aware that it's going to be canceled, and then you get that email, you successfully canceled, and I'm like, no, I didn't. Oh, wait.
Right.
I like scared you a little bit.
Yeah, what they said.
Yeah, but don't forget to relist the item. This is something I'm going to talk about tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'm trying not to give away what I'm using for my items because I know what I'm using, and there's a story that I want to tell you, but I'm going to wait. Vintage Vonnie, if you have two identical items worth $160, I think maybe she means but one sold at $69. Could you sell the other for a higher price?
Yes. Just you listed at a higher price.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you can for sure. You want to be careful about that. If you're the one that sold it for $69, you're driving that market way down. That's over $100 below the value, but you still could bump it back up if there are no other there. The problem with that is if somebody sold it for $69 and like me coming along to research it, then what's going to happen is I see that 69, so I'm going to price mine at 69, and that can totally, that's why people get mad when people underprice. It is difficult. Pat, my name is the Nurse Flipper on Poshmark. I promise if you Google the Nurse Flipper and Poshmark, you will find me. You will find me. I'm scrolling. I came to the party late and want to know, oh, here. So below me is Rebel Junque Erin, who I horribly forgot. That's awful.
It's okay. No, listen, you had everybody drink that night.
No, I did have a lot to drink. You were right. Thank you for telling on me, Erin. Now I'm going to get even redder. I did have a lot to drink that night. I was Cincinnati. Listen, I drink like once a year typically. I drink like once a year though.
Yeah.
And I was drinking all weekend at Cincinnati. I was like, no kid, no. Hopefully I do not repeat this at Charlotte because I'm going to not have a kid again. But I'm not a drinker. Like I'm not a drinker, but I very rarely get those. So if I don't remember I met you at Charlotte, people, then yeah. I have the martini glass. I can see it. The big giant martini glass from the boat sitting on my display shelf in there. So Erin is Rebel Junk. Both of these ladies have channels, and then Dagny is Catty Corner to me. That is Flying Pig Thrifts. Marcia Red Cardinal Treasures. Thank you so much for dropping links tonight. Both of my boys are not here tonight. Mark was in a car accident, unfortunately. I think Richard's still living it up on vacation somewhere. So Marcia, thank you for stepping up. I appreciate you. And there are links to both of their channels down in the description as well if you're not subscribed to these ladies. Okay, Dalton. He's tired. Do you see him? Come here. Somebody has a question for you. Can you answer their question? Yes? Okay. Their question is, what is your favorite toy? What's your favorite toy?
A door.
A car. Do you like cars? Like little race cars? Yeah? Okay. That was your question.
I should have sent you 35 pounds of Hot Wheels. Now that I think about it.
Hold on, I'm scrolling some more. I'm scrolling. Weird chat. I'm seeing like, where are you from? Like everybody doing it now.
I did see a big string of everybody saying where they were from.
Hi.
Okay, Miss Carrie, I answered a question about an item from a possible buyer, and he asked if he could have a deal for another price. How would I even do that?
Sometimes the chat message will ask you if you want to send an offer.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just have to lower the price and tell the buyer to go in and buy it. Sometimes you can turn on best offer and they can go in and offer you that price. So you've got a couple of options.
Yeah, I think Erin answered that. Erin got that one. Yeah. Yes,
job,
we're all
Erin.
like, yes.
Hit 'em all.
Melinda says, I have a signed copper sculpture art piece. Nothing I can find by the artist in this style. How would you go about searching further? Erin, wasn't it brass that you had those two? You found those two amazing brass. Wasn't it brass?
It was brass and copper. Yeah. It was Joseph Spoon is the one that I found. I don't think I'll ever forget that. Like, it's ingrained in my mind. If I
remember that. I know. I remember that too.
Yeah, they were really
Look,
cool.
I remember something.
You remember the brass and copper figurine?
But I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not coming up with much on Google Lens, you're just going to have to, like we talked earlier, just take your best guess at the closest next style. Go through TRP and Google and
There,
all
you
of
said hi.
and all of the options.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just price high too. Like if that artist has pieces selling high, I would price even higher if it's a style that you're not seeing, because that could mean it's more rare. And I would definitely check Worth Point if you have not checked Worth Point yet. Miss Lori wants to know if any of us are going to the 127 yard sale in early August.
I don't know. It's not too far from me. So I'm on the western side of Ohio, but it does take about an hour to get over there.
I'm not.
I will be there. Kayla and I will be in Tennessee, southern Tennessee. We're going to work we're close to Georgia, so we'll be working. Is Georgia close to Tennessee? Yeah, Georgia, Tennessee. Whatever the state is below Tennessee. So we're going to move south and then north, and then I think a lot of other resellers are somewhere in middle Tennessee.
Yeah, I am not. I'm not. I talked to Julian about possibly going, but Dalton's starting school August 10th, so that's just a little too close to him starting school. Look, Troy wants me to just get out of the way so he can see the puppy and the dog. Or the puppy and Dalton. I think I'm tired too.
The sun will take a lot out of you.
It will. Elizabeth wants to know, how do you look for good yard sales? I've been going during the weekends, but it's all junk, not good stuff to sell.
I will tell you that I don't get to too many garage sales anymore because I've been incredibly fortunate to find really good auctions and estate sales in my area. And I focus on those because I know what's there I can see either online and look ahead of time, or I have a gal that I work with that calls and says, hey, here's what we have. So I guess if you're looking at a garage sale, you're going to want to look at what they've listed that's going to be available. Go early.
I don't do yard sales because all the yard sales around here are mostly clothing, and I agree. I like to do auction zip because you can see what's going to be there, and you're not wasting your time traveling there. I'm jealous of Julian's yard sales, and we don't have any estate sales around here, so I'm jealous of that, Erin. But I like auctions because you know what's going to be.
We're as Dagny just said, me and Kayla are pretty serious about our yard sale. So we actually do homework on where the yard sale is, the neighborhood it's in, if we've ever been there before. So we have like a good working network because I've lived around here for 25 years. So I know like neighborhoods and stuff. Super high end. This is just our experience. Super high end neighborhoods usually are overpriced and don't have a lot of good things. And then so we go like mid range first. And we always go to church sales or and then like community yard sales are always a good hit. But it is difficult. What you see on my videos, you'll see two to three yard sales. And I've been to 15 to 20 just to get 2 or 3 that I have bought something. So don't feel bad if you're going to some and you're like, man, this is all junk. We do that every Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, for me, I don't do a ton of yard sales because there are very few where I am because it's so rural. I have to drive over an hour. I will look through yard sale treasure map, which is just pulling them in from Craigslist. And I occasionally, when I want to go, or if I'm going like to the flea market or something on a Saturday here, I will look in the like local county word of mouth page on Facebook and see if anybody's posted sales there on the Facebook page. But I'm like Erin, like I prefer the estate sales. So estatesales.net, you can put in your zip code, and the kind of stuff that I like to find is typically more at estate sales versus at a garage sale. But garage sales typically have the best prices. Yay, Cheryl got a cha-ching. Alvin and the Chipmunk. Cha-ching. See, that's what we should make you do for the super chat. Say cha-ching. Sydney wants to know, do we use spreadsheets for tracking inventory? I want to try printing barcodes to track items and bins.
I have such a poor inventory system that I don't even number my bins. So I toss it in there and hope I can find it when it sells.
Yeah, I don't use a spreadsheet.
Yeah, I don't use a spreadsheet, and I do have a solid golf club inventory. Like I know where they all are, and I have numbers on them. But everything else is kind of like a big hide and seek some days.
Yep, that's how I get my workout.
I am anti spreadsheet, like to the max. I do not like spreadsheets. It is not my thing. But I will tell you somebody that loves spreadsheets that you can watch here on YouTube, and you can go check out on Instagram, and that is Sarah Styles LLC. She has been on our show before, and Sarah loves spreadsheets. Sarah Styles LLC. She is on YouTube as well as Instagram, and I think she even offers some of the spreadsheets that she uses. But I am anti spreadsheet.
New member.
Oh, go ahead, click it. Mrs. Histed, is it Histed or Heisted? If you tell me, I might not remember. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Here, I try to remember my members' names, but that doesn't always work. One of them, I think I was calling the wrong name for like a year, and she never corrected me. And then I saw somebody else say hi to her, and I'm like, I've been calling the wrong name for a year, and she didn't correct me. So if I call you the wrong name, please correct me, because once again, for like the 10th time the show, my memory is crap. So here is your dolphin.
Welcome to the flipping family.
All right. Ben says, Chris with Daily Refinement preaches that a 1% daily sell-through rate is the goal no matter the size of your store. I have almost 600 items and rarely get 5 sales a day. Is 1% a day realistic?
Okay, is he talking 1% number of
Like,
items
so,
or 1%
so
of the dollars?
I will cut in here. And so for me, that would mean I would be selling 58 items a day. So if you have 1,000 items, that means you should sell 10 a day is what he's saying. So Dagny, you should be selling 4.69 items per day.
I'm reaching that goal.
Is it realistic, Erin?
Well, I'm wondering, is he talking number of items or dollars? Like if
Number of
do I have to
items.
list-
Number of items.
Okay. No, and it depends on what you're selling. Depends on how, popular the items are and how many people are looking for them.
Yeah.
Lots of factors.
I agree. I was just going to say that. Yeah. I don't really think about that stuff.
I get where he's coming from, because if you're only picking up really good items that have a super good sell-through rate, you're going to be able to hit that 1% a day. For me personally, no, that is not realistic in my store, because I pick up some off-the-wall stuff that's like the varsity jacket. That's not going to, I mean, it's only like a month and a half, which is mind-blowing. But I have a lot of other stuff that I know it's eventually going to sell, but it's got to get the right buyer. So, and I'm okay with that. But if you're picking up things that are hot items, 1% is, I would say, 100% doable. But you're going to have to be picky. Your sell-through rates, you're going to do your homework on and just know exactly what you're buying. Me, personally, that's not a realistic thing for me.
And I will say exactly what Julian just said. For me, it is absolutely not realistic. A good day for me is like 20 items, which is like less than 0.333%. But I make $12,000 a month in sales. So, I am okay with what I'm doing. I think you have to figure out what works for you. And I know Chris Daily Refinement does a lot of clothes, and he's all about niching down, and I am anti-niche down. I want to sell what I like. I want to sell what is fun for me, and what is fun for me does not equal 1% sell-through rate. So I would say, just like Julian said, for me, no, it is nowhere near realistic. Don't click that yet. I'm clicking something. Do you remember, were you on when Taylor exchanged, or was that with my other co-hosts? Was that you?
I think I've been on with him. Yeah. I actually haven't seen him in a while. How you been? He's been on Instagram. I knew that. He went full time not too long ago.
I'm back. Oh.
You're not back. You're back.
Am I back? Maybe.
50-50.
Dagny went into all the little squares, on Willy Wonka when they make people go tiny. That's what Dagny just looked like. Yes.
Oh, really?
It was crazy. Yeah, Taylor, the show has grown very, very well. And actually, if you want to come on with us again, message me, Taylor, for sure. It's been a long time. And it is doing very, very well. I'm happy with it. I don't know what to think about this.
That's a name. That's like a name for that question before. Pick a name that you like.
I think the X's are kind of like bookends.
Okay, maybe. Mia, tell us. Mia, tell us what the X's are before your name. And let us know. And after your name. It's not 3 X's. All right. It caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. We're live. I can't hide my reaction. All right. Here. Julian put it up there.
Yeah, I read it beforehand. I was like, it's not a
whatever. We'll just put it up there. Mia, thank you. Here's your dolphin.
Welcome to the flipping family.
I don't know if Tiffany. That was delayed. We'll do a dolphin in a little bit. Tiffany Thrifting Vegas, another good friend of mine, is in the chat. I don't know if she's still here. I hope so. Say hi, Tiffany.
Hi.
I never know if he's gonna scream or I never know. Raining Retro, North Carolina. Have you ever had a garage sale instead of donating inventory, and what did you sell?
I don't think I've had a garage sale since I started selling things, because really, if I'm not gonna, garage sale's a lot of work. And I'm not going to sell it for a decent amount of money, and I'm willing to sell it cheap. I'd rather just give it away and be done with it.
I don't do garage sales. I've donated stuff instead.
I'm actually at my first garage sale. I will be at the largest garage sale in Myrtle Beach. I forget the date. Hold on. It's sometime in September. You can look it up on Google. Kayla and I have 2 booths, and we're going to be selling all types of good stuff, not just stuff that doesn't sell for us. Come out and see us. So we'll be there.
I should think about doing the largest garage sale in Florida, which is in November. We have one of those too. I had 2 when I used to buy pallets because I really ended up with a lot of stuff that I didn't want to list online. And I was really surprised. That was just like stuff that wasn't, good enough to list online, or it was missing pieces. So I felt like it might get returned. And we are legit in the middle of nowhere. And this hasn't before I had a YouTube channel, so it was not that. We made like $1,200 in a day. I was like impressed because we're like 7 miles off of any main road. But I mean, I think I put out like 15 signs. I put out signs everywhere, and we did very, very well. For me, it's either worth it for me to sell it online, or I give it away now to people who do their own garage sale or have a flea market booth. I have somebody who's amazing. I am like blown away because we cleaned out our laundry room. We got a new washer and dryer this week. And my house cleaning guy, a lot of time, will take whatever I give him. And this time, I think I overloaded him when I cleaned the shed. He's like, no, I don't want that. And it was boxes of new ceramics. And I'm like, I don't want to throw this away. And somebody got stuff from me about a month ago. And I texted her, I had her number. And she's like, yeah, I can pick it up in 5 minutes. And I'm like, yes, I am saving it. And she might be in the chat. She's started watching my channel and said it helped her picking up better stuff for resale, which is cool because I told her about the channel. So I would rather do that, give it to somebody else who can do something with it. I don't have a lot of free time. In a garage sale, you have to set it up. You have to bring out tables. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. Lisa, Erin's YouTube channel name is Rebel Junque. And her link. Oh, and I look at Marsha. Marsha came in right below there. So yeah, both these ladies' links are down in the description as well.
I'm Rebel Junque across YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatnot, eBay.
Perfect. Has anyone heard eBay might start taking 17.5% of the sale? So have we heard that? And what do we think if they do it?
I mean, I guess I'll just stop promoting because it's about what I'm paying with all the promotions and sales at the end of the day.
I haven't heard of that.
So what do you think of it if they do it?
I don't know.
Dagny's like
trying to be very nice. Yeah. A lot. Julian, what do you think?
No, thank you. I haven't heard of it, but most platforms are 20%. So then if you promote 2.5, which I usually do for golf clubs, I'm so right at that 20% anyway. As long as it keeps it, somebody just said Poshmark's at 20%. So as long as it's still lower than me going and getting a brick and mortar store, I'm still doing pretty good. So that's how I really think of it. It's like, I mean, it's high. Don't get me wrong. You're going to make your money on the buy anyway. So you have to buy cheaper, and you have to just find those better deals. And I know that takes a lot. So, but it's got to be done.
Yeah, and I was going to say the exact same thing as the comment. I was going to say I sell on Posh, and Posh takes 20%. And I am like Erin, I promote everything, and I figure that I'm paying 20% on every platform. That is what I calculate in when I'm buying, when I'm listing. I figure 20% in fees. So if they did that, it probably wouldn't faze me at all. It wouldn't, because I buy at like 10, 15, most probably 20% of what I sell for. So I have room there for those fees. Lisa wants to know if any of us are going to the Poshmark convention in September.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. Sorry. I was reading. Bradford said he subbed to Dagny and Erin, and you guys should too. And who was it? Oh, what caught me off guard? Where did it go? Now I can't find it. They said they were seeing me in a whole new way. I don't know if that's bad or good. I will tell you guys, I got back, took a shower, and sat here 4 minutes before we went live. I had no room. I was out on the boat all day. I had sandwiches. We packed lunch for the boat, but I haven't had dinner, haven't stopped going. And yeah, so I'm a little, I don't even know. Yes, look, Sarah says she's from Cincinnati. They had great drinks, Sarah, great drink. See, here's the thing. My Airbnb was right next to a bar. We did not know, like 2 steps from a bar. So, and then the owner invited it, and they had loud music. It was a whole thing. The whole weekend is, Whoa, where did I go? Hold on, I'm trying to, it skipped. I love when it does that. I think we went over the store thing a couple times, so I'm not going to put another question up about that. Okay, Mimer Bird back there. Vicky says, I have a vintage wedding dress, but the tag was cut out. How would I price it? And would I put just the measurements because I don't know the size?
You're definitely going to want measurements if there's no size tag in there. The brand name, obviously, if that is in there, would help you to identify it. And how would you price it? You're gonna research it, see what it's going for.
Yeah. The vintage dresses tend to be smaller than the clothes of today. So I don't do a lot of clothing, but I'm sure, and I always put in the listing, I am not a professional seamstress. It's from this shoulder to this shoulder. It's from this shoulder to be very exact, so it'll work. But how do I price it? I would based on other sold lists. That's what I would do. Just look on other sold listings. So.
Yeah, that's a rough
Julian, when you sold the last vintage wedding dress that you had,
well,
how did you?
I didn't sell a vintage wedding dress, but I did sell a wedding dress not too long ago. But that one, did you see? Look at that! Boom, sold a wedding dress. But it was not vintage, and it had a size. And it was basically not even a year old. It was 5 months old. So it was actually my wife's. We sold her wedding dress. We're true flippers. We didn't keep the wedding dress. We actually sold it to a person. Yeah, and then we sold it to a person in Hawaii, and they loved it, and they had a wedding in Hawaii with the wedding dress. So this question, I have no idea because I don't sell wedding dresses. That's my best answer.
So when I have vintage clothing, I don't do wedding dresses. But I have found several vintage shirts with the tags cut out. I will search that brand, and then I love sellers that aren't like me because I don't put measurements, and I will go look at their measurements for that brand. So I would look for a wedding dress and go start looking at people's measurements, match them up to yours to get the approximate size. And then I do put measurements in if I do not have a size tag. That is one of the rare occasions that I do that. I am going to answer this question about Dalton, and then we are already over on our time. So I will let the ladies tell you guys goodbye, and I'll tell you what I've got going on, and Julian as well. Dalton is starting school so early because school in Florida starts August 10th. It varies depending on the city and the state. Even Gainesville, the biggest town an hour from us, they don't start till over a week later, but we start August 10th. I'm almost done talking. We have 2 minutes left. So here, I think they might start early for hurricane days because in Florida, our schools will occasionally get shut down for hurricanes. So they will have to pull from spring break or Christmas break. So I think they might have started doing school earlier because of that. All right, we're going to let the ladies say goodbye, and then we will say goodbye. So we will let Erin, Rebel Junque, and Miss Dagny tell you again. Hold on. He's like, hold on. That way, if you weren't here in the beginning, we have Puppy. Wait, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, he sees the puppy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was looking at the camera and then I'm like, oh, that's why he's saying puppy. I was going to go and blame Duncan for that. I'm like, Duncan? But no, he saw Dagny. All right, so we have over 540 people in chat. So if you weren't here at the beginning, let these ladies tell you again about their channel. That way you can go check them out. Here is Erin.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on again. I always enjoy these chats. I enjoy being in the chat. I'd be on here. I just want to say, if you haven't checked out Whatnot, definitely give that a try. I have enjoyed very much buying and selling there. So again, you can find me Rebel Junque, either all one word or with a space in the middle, depending on where you search for it at. But, you know, Instagram, Facebook, eBay, all over the place.
And tell them, when is your live show and what do you do on your live show?
So typically our live show is just a reseller chat, and that's on Wednesdays at 11 Eastern. Which time zone am I in? 11 Eastern. And I swap channels with Small Town Picker. And then my other live show on Whatnot is Sundays at 8.
Perfect. Here is Miss Dagny.
Here's me.
Thank you for having me on again. Erin, it's nice meeting you. And you can see me on YouTube. I post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And I'm also very active on Instagram. And that's this. Thank you. And when I saw on eBay.
eBay. Oh, yeah, eBay. We forgot eBay. Julian, anything special coming up?
No, just thanks, Gus, Erin, and thanks so much. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Kat, thanks for not firing me. And I drop a video every other day on my channel, Yard Sales and Goodwills, and I tell you how much stuff is worth.
Perfect. Ladies, thank you so much for being on. Tomorrow at 8, it might be early. It might be at 8:15 or 8. Sorry, George. George, I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday too. So me and George sometimes we overlap if George does a long video. I start mine later because I love George. George is at 8, mine's at 8:30, but tomorrow it might be early because I haven't edited my mid-century modern research video. It was really, really fun to do. I didn't stick to one type of thing. I just did mid-century modern style, like what sold for big money. So I think that one's going to be really fun. So that is tomorrow. And then following that, again, 9 p.m. Primetime Treasure Hunters channel. Myself and Yvonne, Thrifty Rich, will be having a thrift battle. And that means we'll show items, the audience votes, and the winner wins. And the winner goes up against for the final for $800. $800. And then Thursday night, I told you it's a busy week. Thursday night are my eBay listing reviews. So I'll review your listings or your store if you're a channel member. And then Friday's a lot too. Friday, I have my keywords masterclass, which is fun. So I've been doing one live masterclass a week. This week is keywords. Next week is shipping, which is scary to a lot of new resellers. So that will be fun. And I appreciate all 500 plus of you coming out. We are here. Oh, I always forget to look. We are here every Tuesday. And next week, hold on, wait for it. We will have ATL Flippers and sunny Las Vegas. So that will be a great show next week. We look forward to seeing you guys every Tuesday. I hope you have a great night. Bye for now, guys.
Bye.